شو هذا الدار ما في غيرنا على هذا الصفحة؟ حلوة هاي الراست مش هون it's being recorded. Nice one.
Okay. Tala, are you, let me just change this. Tala, are you um, uh, اسمها ايه? A host, like a co-host with me, or do you want me to do it for you? Well, are we good? Okay. All right. So I hope everyone can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you just say yes? Just make sure. Yes.
Yes, Mohab, we can.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. And Tala, you are the host now, right?
Yes, and I'll make you a co-host so that you can control whatever you want.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's start again, everyone. Thanks for coming on time. So let me just share my screen again. Just to remind everyone for the break, the main highlights of what we were discussing before the break that we concluded in في حاجة اسمها the business opportunity map. And business opportunity map is basically a nice framework that you can use to explore the different elements that you need to take into account when you are developing your business plan. And these elements, they are categorized al حسب market, offering, business model, delivery, or production. We did that before the break. And the other thing that we did before the break was that we did something very important, which is called the case for change. So you have to be very clear about why are you introducing this technology or product in the market. What was your motivation? What was your driver? We also talked about the characteristics of your project, which is called the innovation portfolio. Are you considered to be going local versus global, incremental versus breakthrough, and so forth? So we've done that. This is very important. I'll show you where this is going to be included in your final pitch. And then finally, we understood how can we apply the different elements and connect between the different elements to create a successful business concept. We applied that for McDonald's and Colgate. And then we went into the first pillar, which is the market. And we started talking about the trends. That was the first component in our pillar that we discussed. So we talked about the S curves, and we talked about the different technology trends. And what you did was that you took each and every one of these tech trends into consideration, and you outlined how, if at all, yani, how you've taken some of these technology trends into account for your project, and you documented that in the by Ben. Okay, now what I want to do right now, and then I want to go straight into the two remaining types of trends that you should actually consider in your project. Okay, please keep in mind that these examples that I show you for the tech trends and non-tech trends, and later on the behavioral trends, are not exhaustive. You know, they are not 100% complete. I mean, these are just suggestions that are coming from my side, and by all means, if there are other tech trends, non-tech trends that you wish to include, please make sure that you do that for your project. Okay. طيب, non-technological trends basically means the kind of components. Sorry, the kind of components that whether they are economical or social components that are actually trending, that are either going up or going down, and things that you should be considering and taking into account in your project. You have already taken quite a few of those into account, but let's just go through those very, very quickly, just for you to see that. So one of the very important non-technological trends that are happening is what we call the sharing economy. So the sharing economy, بكل بساطة, basically says that instead of a human being paying money to a company, this human being is now paying money to another human being. So for example, if you want to go to Germany and spend, let's say, 3 days there, your normal option would be to go to a company like Hilton or Sheraton or whatever, and you would basically book for yourself 3 nights. And whatever you pay will go to Sheraton and Hilton, okay? However, right now, there's another model where if you want to go to Germany, you can go to a platform called Airbnb. And on Airbnb, you basically see rooms that other people are showcasing so that you can actually rent for the 3 days that you're staying there, okay? And you would be paying money, sorry, excuse me. And you'll be paying money to the person who is renting that room. Yes, Airbnb will take a certain percentage of this transaction, but most of the money, 80% of it, will actually go to the person who owns or who is offering this apartment for rent. This is called the sharing economy. So هنا الحركة بتاعت الفلوس، حركة المصاري, the movement of funds here is going from a person to a company, in the case of the Hilton. And in this case of the Airbnb, it's moving from a person to another person. It's exactly the same concept as the Airbnb, sorry, as the Uber. So in the case of, for example, trains, if you want to buy a ticket, you as a person pay money to the train station. And in that case, it goes from a person to a company. In the case of money, a person to person, then you have the concept of Uber. In France, we have BlaBlaCar, which is a carpooling business model that people, when going from point X to point Y, they can take other people with them in return for money. Okay, so this is called sharing economy, which is the idea that money goes from a person to one. So this is a person to person instead of person to company. That's one type of non-tech trend. The other non-tech trend is what we call co-creation. That's also becoming very important. The co-creation, by its name, means that instead of me as a company, that I create everything on my own, I'm actually going to use people to actually help me with the creation of what I have. Okay. So, for example, there was a company that actually had a bag, and instead of me, sorry, just excuse me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry. So instead of, so here you have a company, which basically that instead of selling the bag to the customer, what the company would do is that it would actually sell the different parts of the bags. And then the person would actually choose which parts, it's like a mix and match, you know, the different parts like the handle, someone would match it with a certain body, someone would match it with a different, for example, handle, and so forth. So here in this case, the company did not create the bag 100% on its own, but they actually used the people to actually do it for them. Another example of co-creation, and this is a very important concept, is the concept of Wikipedia, right? So Wikipedia, what happens in Wikipedia, that a platform is created, And who puts the information on the platform? It's the people. So that's called co-creation. YouTube is also a concept of co-creation, that YouTube doesn't do everything on its own. YouTube creates the platform, and then the people are the ones who actually upload the content. So this is called co-creation. So someone does something, and the other one does another thing. A very, very popular application, let's say, for example, in Egypt, is called Biollak. Okay, so and basically what it does is that it gives you information about the traffic in different roads in Cairo. Okay, so you go into the application and you see a particular road, whether it's red, orange, or green. So red for that is totally jammed, which is like most of the cases anyway, but red, orange, and then green for that it's that there is absolutely no jam. Now, who puts this information about the roads, about the status of the roads? It's the people who are actually driving the cars. So Biolla creates the platform, and it's the people who provide the information. Same thing for CNN report. What CNN report did is that CNN allowed normal people to act as if they are reporters. So if anybody sees anything on the road, he can basically take a picture and then upload it to a certain platform and write a few words. And in that case, this is perfect for CNN because they have their own reporters. So this is the concept called co-creation. Co-creation, and this concept can actually be quite useful because number one, and this is of course, it helps with the engagement with people and so forth, but more importantly, it's good for the company because it does what? Why would this be so cool? Why would this be so cool and advantageous to a company? Can someone tell me? Exactly. To reduce the, thank you, Emilio, reduce the cost. Okay, exactly. Because you don't have to pay any money anymore to reporters. You don't have to create your own content anymore. You don't need to have people who create news pieces or create content for Wikipedia. No, it's the people who do that. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So definitely it's a very good for cost reduction, but it also helps with engagement. It also helps with soliciting ideas. Ideas. Yeah, to give you an example of soliciting ideas, BMW, the car manufacturer, okay, wanted to know the car that they would be producing in year 2030. How would this car look like? Okay. So what they did is that they opened their design platform for people, and people started to provide different ideas about what they would like to see in the BMW car 10 years from now. Okay, so this was perfect for BMW because who was giving the ideas? The people, right? Instead of me creating it on my own, no, I'm actually letting people to do it. So this is a very powerful concept called co-creation. Okay, and you as a company, as a project now, and as a company later on, think about what kind of data, information, whatever it is that you would like to get from people in general, that I don't need to do everything on my own. So this is a very important concept called co-creation. Okay, if I go back to the first slide, there are many other non-tech, many other non-technological trends, things related to education, that again, the quality of education might be going a little bit down. The privatization of education, can that be an opportunity? We have something very important called frugal innovation. I don't know if you've heard this word or not. Frugal innovation. Frugal innovation means that I am capable of building and characterizing a product based on its most basic features possible. Yani, for example, if I have, let's say, غسالة, okay, like a washing machine, okay, and this washing machine is very sophisticated, and it has, let's say, it's a 10 system. It's a 10 system machine, okay, so very sophisticated machine. This is probably going to be very expensive, right? So, and it might not be affordable to people who do not have high income. So my role as a company, I could actually take this very sophisticated washing machine and try to bring it down to its very, very, very basic features. Okay, even so basic that you don't need to use electricity together. Yani, for example, in Ghana, in Africa, okay, they have a washing machine, a frugal version of a washing machine, where they have the it's called halla. I don't know in English what's called, which is the interior of the washing machine, right? And they use a paddle, like bicycle paddles, so that this thing actually turns around. And if you put your clothes inside with some water and some soap, you're effectively washing your clothes. Okay, this would be considered as a frugal version of a washing machine. Okay, that's becoming quite interesting now. Okay, some of the non-tech trends right now, one that I'm personally involved in, which has to do with the COVID-19, or in general viruses. You know, that we are living in a world that has a lot of viruses. So the question is, how can I innovate in the middle of a pandemic or after the pandemic is over? Very important. Entrepreneurship, of course, since you are with us today, is becoming very, very trend going up. The number of support organizations for entrepreneurship, such as Beratech, for example, have been going up like crazy over the years, right? Venture capitalists are going up, and so forth. And so, and demographic patterns, like for example, the الطبقة الوسطى, you know, like the middle class. I'm guessing in Lebanon, I guess it's becoming smaller and smaller, right? Because of some of the economical, situations there. So my role, خلي بالكم, my role as a researcher who wants to bring this project to life and to be successful in the market, I need to be very, very considerate. My head needs to be acting as a radar, زي radar كده. I have to be looking at all the different non-technology trends that are happening around me, and I ask myself, how can I capitalize on any of those? طبعا energy prices, for sure. Environmental problems, we've been having a few of those in Lebanon in the last few years, and of course the energy issue that has been ongoing for a while. Okay, so all these are non-tech trends. So what I want you to do, maybe in 4 or 5 minutes, I just want you to have a look at these non-tech trends again, and just ask yourself, are there any of these non-tech trends which may stimulate something? First of all, ask yourself, which of those have you actually taken into account? That would be step number 1. Step number 2, ask yourself, which of those can possibly stimulate some kind of change that you would like to do for your project, or something that you can perhaps capitalize on in a certain way. Okay? How do these non-tech trends that are happening around us, how can this be a source of stimulation and perhaps a driver of innovation? So think about this. Take 3 minutes, please. Okay, زي ما عملنا في التech trends, do it. Apply this for the non-tech trends, and tell me what you see out of this. Yeah. Take 3 minutes, please. Take 3 minutes. And Ahmed Barazi already talked about the environmental problems. That's for sure. That's why he was interested to do the part related to the PCM, for sure. By the way, gamification means that a lot of the ways that I produce a product can take some kind of a form of a game. So, for example, if I am I'm developing a product for educational purposes, I can create this product على شكل a game so that it is more attractive for people to actually use. Or if I'm trying, if I want, for example, a gamification could take the form of applying things like virtual reality and augmented reality, let's say inside museums, if there's a gamification component there. That's why you will see there could be some slight overlap between the tech and the non-tech trends, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, I want to keep the momentum that we have. We had a very good momentum in the first half of the day. I want to keep that momentum, please. All right. طبعا you can see here ان في حاجه اسمها the UNSDGs. Okay, the United Nations برافو عليك، برافو يا ريني. Sustainable Development Goals. How many are there, Rene? If you get this right, Muhammad Kazma got it before you. They are 17. مظبوط 17. One of the things that you might consider, that you actually may like to actually highlight, especially when you are you are at the phase where you're trying to find seed funding for your project, is to try to make sure that your project is aligned to some of the SDGs out there, because I've seen a lot of opportunities where they say we are providing these amounts of funds for projects that solve the following SDGs 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's good to have a good understanding of what these SDGs are. Okay, and by the way, when you look into each one of these SDGs, each SDG has certain targets, right? And every target has certain indicators. So you might wish to have a quick look at those, especially when you're applying for such grants. Okay, let's do a very quick 10-minute round with the people as I did before. Let's start with Malak. Yalla ya Malak. Tell me, your solar drying system. Are there any non-tech trends that you're capitalizing on, and something that is new here that you find interesting? Malak? Right. Let's go to Maria. Maria is the one who's doing the mass production of the natural enemies.
Yes. So me and my teammate Noor, we were thinking about economical problems related to pesticide ban. Many pesticides are being banned. They're associated with the resistance. Plus now we have some economical problems in Lebanon. Also environmental problems, because our biopesticides are organic and sustainable. And finally, education to raise awareness around sustainable and organic practices.
Very good, very good. I'm curious about something. These bioagents, do you put them inside the composite that is used for the farming, or how do you put them?
Yeah, so for the fungi that we have, we mix it with a mixture of oil, and you spray it on the leaves. And for the mites that we have, we just release it in the field.
I see. Got it. Very good. Perfect. Very good. But let's go to our friend working on the PET fibers for concrete reinforcement.
Hi. Yes. So first, we're dealing with the environmental problems because one, we have a lot of plastic that we don't have any purpose for. Uh, we're also dealing with a technical problem. I didn't find any category here. We're improving a civil engineering method, which is using steel reinforcement. So I'm not sure under which category it falls.
Okay.
Okay, and of course we're also dealing with entrepreneurship, with frugal and inclusive innovations.
Okay.
Yeah, and we might use freelancers to produce these fibers in different cities.
Wouldn't you also use co-creation here? Because how are you going to be collecting? How are you going to be collecting the different plastic bottles? Wouldn't you need the people to create a model for the people to help you with the collection?
Yeah, of course. But where is it identified? Co-creation?
Co-creation. So instead of you going to certain places and collecting the plastic, you might like to create a certain fixed places, and people they go, and that's a place where they can actually throw their plastics.
Yeah, right. Maybe collection bins, maybe reverse vending machines. Yes, of course we need that.
Okay, so I thought to point that out to you. Okay, good. Can we go to to Emilio? Starter culture.
Yes. For the non-tech trends, I think within the UN SDGs, we fit within the SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, and the SDG 12, since we are seeking microbial strains that are potentially probiotics, which can contribute to good health benefits. Also, we could fall under the culture and heritage, as well as domestic production, because we're talking about natural starter cultures from the country, which is isolated from our sites. It could be, I'm not sure about it, about crowdsourcing, because actually we isolate our strains from products that are produced naturally and traditionally from small producers locally. So we use those products to isolate our strains.
Excellent, very good. I like that you said the used word authentic. I think this can be very important as a point of differentiation to the kind of products that can be produced. I mean, the food sector in general in Lebanon, I think, has a huge potential that is still not tapped on very well. By the way, since you talked about crowdsourcing, the umbrella for crowdsourcing is actually co-creation, because crowdsourcing is that you're sourcing information from people. It is a kind of co-creation. So you might like to actually, since you are interested in recipes or certain tastes that people are interested in, maybe there would be a way to collect this information from chefs, from people, and then use that information to do all your R&D for the different starter cultures.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Let's take maybe one more. Okay, because I think you're all on the right path, and I'm very happy with that. Are the people with the project, the polyphenol project, which is the extract from the grapes waste, are they with us here?
Yes. Yes, we're here. It's me, Rita, and Anna Maria.
Okay,
okay, so
tell us.
So we're working on polyphenol extraction from food waste. Polyphenols are bioactive molecules like anti-cancer, anti-radical, antifungal molecules. So we want to extract them from waste. So practically we'll be solving environmental problems regarding to waste disposal, especially in agro-food industries in Lebanon. We have worked with many Lebanese industries, and we have patented a machine to do the extraction process, which reduces the energy prices of the whole process. The targeted molecules that are polyphenols will be used for as additives to food. They have many health beneficial effects, so maybe it goes also into healthcare. maybe, and maybe a little bit on education for people consuming antioxidants, you know, like they do in France, like you have to eat 5 fruits and vegetables in order to be fit. So we're taking the advantages and the benefits of the fruits and we're putting them into basic food, like cornflakes, let's say. So we're raising also awareness towards healthy eating, and that's it, I think.
Absolutely, and I think definitely the whole concept of healthy eating, and that people now are interested to know more information about what they consume. People actually read. They want to learn. They want to see the health value for something like this, and so I think this aligns very well, very well with what you're saying. Type. Can I give you exactly 2 minutes to document what you have written for the non-tech trends in your Google Sheets? Can I give you 2 minutes for that, please? Yeah, 2 minutes. By the way, Heba, the other, I'm sure you know this already. The other products that are also very strong of extracting polyphenol, and I think they can work very well as natural colors, for natural colors, and actually as antioxidants, and are cherries.
Yes, exactly.
Berries in general, and cherries are a very good source of this. And I know that in Lebanon, يعني there are quite, يعني موضوع cherries والberries, there's quite a bit of that.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Actually, we're publishing a paper now with Rita and Anna Maria on the using of natural antioxidants for turnip colorant. I don't know if you've noticed that turnip used to come لفت يعني لفت.
Yes.
Used to come with a color like fluorescent color, and now it has been banned for because it's cancer effects. So now we used natural colorant to do the coloring. It's not quite as appealing as having a fluorescent light, but still it's fine.
Yes, because I thought that this would be I didn't, maybe I skipped it in your description, but I thought that focusing also on a target segment where the natural colors are very important can be a very good opportunity for you. And since we have يعني a lot of berries in Lebanon, والبرقوق كمان, you know البرقوق, I don't know if you call it برقوق also
Yes.
in Lebanon or not, but it's also a very good source of polyphenol.
Yes, actually, we need a lot your help for defining our objectives, because our project is very wide and have so many applications that we're really lost. In research, we can research everything, but in real life, we have to focus on one point. So we're looking forward.
I will help you, but of course you're going to be the main lead. We need to break it down to and converge on specific applications that would make most sense, and that's really the main objective of what we're trying to do.
Okay, dear. Thank you.
Sure. So whether it is for food additives for nutritional value or natural colors, we'll definitely look into that.
Yes, and they can be both, like milk. We can add it to milk to color milk, like red milk, yellow milk, and nutrition value. Thank you.
Absolutely. Excellent. Okay. Let's keep going. طيب احنا we talked about the tech trends and the non-tech trends. Let's go straight into the behavioral trends. And behavioral trends, I'm not going to really stop too much on it because you'll realize why when we go through it. But I just want you to understand that sometimes one of the main drivers of innovation and some of the things that you might take into account when you are trying to characterize your project is to have an understanding of how have humans changed over the years. Yani what kind of changes have humans? Can you write down? Can you write for me, Kira, in the text button or the chat box? Just tell me what kind of changes happened to people over the past 10 years. What kind of things are they doing now? What are things are they accepting now that they were not accepting before? طبعا هبة, patience disappeared, right? Of course. Yes, food trends. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. What else? What else in terms of the behavior of people? Quick in advertising. Okay, ماشي. Okay. Yes, definitely. We've become so dependent on technology. It's a bit scary now. The digital part. I mean, and I can only imagine how I would have been in this whole pandemic without something like Zoom or having some kind of connection online. Consumer behaviors, right? Can you tell me specifically what you mean by consumer behaviors? Like what exactly in consumer behaviors has changed? Yes, we want things at our fingertips. Absolutely, Ayman. بالضبط كده. And this is what's called the concierge economy, that we want everything to be delivered at our place and to be served and very fast and absolutely. Yes, aware of sustainability. I agree with you. I mean, more and more people are becoming more conscious about being green. More people are. I personally, I've started being conscious about when I go to a pharmacy, even, and I buy, let's say, a medicine. And then the pharmacist would put the medicine in a plastic bag, and I tell them, I don't need a plastic bag. Just give me the medication. So absolutely. Awareness of human rights issues, right? Okay, teaching on body image and self-esteem. You're on fire. Okay, environment friendly. كل الإجابات. Hey, fantastic. And then طبعا online banking. Excellent. The point here is that we can go on and on and on, but الشطارة بتاعتك أو بتاعتك, that you observe these kind of changes in behaviors of people and just ask yourself a simple question: is this something that I can make use of? Is this something that I can capitalize on? Is this something? Is that going to change my product in any way? The way that I deliver it, the characteristics of my product. Do I need to change something or not? One of the things مثلا that some of the behavioral changes that I've written here, okay, and again, this is by no means an exhaustive list because you did a better job than me and you added so many things that I did not include here. The concept of anytime, anywhere. I want to be able to access anytime, everywhere. Okay, if I want to watch a movie, I want to be able to play it anywhere, anytime. Going green, absolutely. People are becoming more conscious about green, whether it is related to energy savings, whether it's related to the kind of cars that they are riding, whether it's about recycling. People are becoming more interested in recycling and understand the advantage of that. Right? Yes, you need to incentivize people a little bit at the beginning, but until it becomes a culture. Okay. One-stop shops, because again, as Heba mentioned at the very beginning, that you don't have the patience anymore. So I don't want to go somewhere. okay? And I have so many options, and I need to go to different places to get different things. No, I want to go to one place, one-stop shop, to go to that would fulfill all my my needs. Eating right. This is an important one. Customization. Customization. What does customization mean? You cannot force people to buy a product if there are certain features in that product that people don't want. Okay, you need to give people the flexibility to choose the features that they like and to exclude the features that they dislike. A classical example of customization simply is Subway. When you go to Subway, that is based on customization. You choose your bread, you choose the toppings, you choose what kind of meat you want to put, you choose the dressing. Customization. I don't want to go to a place and they tell me this is what you're going to do, and that's it. Okay, absolutely. Okay, combo concepts. What is any combo concept? Combo concepts means that people are becoming more what's the word? More aware or more interested in buying products where they feel that they were able to get some kind of economic value out of it, that they were able to do some kind of a saving. So instead of me selling product A, product B, and product C, كل واحدة فيها لوحدها, how can I bundle and how can I package products مع بعض so that it acts as if it's a combo, so that people, when they buy it, they feel that they're getting actually some kind of a discount. It's the same concept as in fast food restaurants. That's why this is the idea of having these combo concepts. Whereas if you buy each one of them separately, it will become actually to be more expensive. You cannot customize Happy Meal and it is working. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Talal? I'm not getting the comment. And are you happy that you cannot customize the Happy Meal, or are you unhappy that you're not able to customize the Happy Meal? Okay.
Yeah, may I have a question? Okay, still writing for now.
Okay. Go ahead, Ayman.
Yes, my question is about these are behavioral trends, and that's true that it is in the market, but in some way I see it's also related to the delivery, for example, because when we are going later on to speak about offering, business model, and the delivery.
Yes.
So
Yes.
part of these are related to delivery too. So how are we gonna manage this?
No, we're here. This slide is basically sharing with you how people are behaving, how people are changing their behavior. What do they care about, and what do they not care about anymore? Okay, you take this and you use it any way that you want. You can use it to identify what kind of features you need to have in your product. You can use it to identify what kind of features you need to have for your service. You can use that to identify the way that you deliver your product or your service. You understand? You can use it any way that you want. Yes, some of them might be aligned more with the delivery concept, but these are general concepts, and you basically use it any way that you want. Okay? Any way that you want. Concierge economy means that you get everything delivered on your own, to your home. Okay. I had a friend in Beirut about a while back, and she was telling me that the shisha argila is actually delivered to your home. And coming from Egypt, I thought that this was shocking actually, because we're also very big in argila. So anyway, so it was to the extent that everything. Yes, it's unfortunate. Yes, yes. So everything is one click away, exactly, from your phones, right? The concept of always connected, by the way, always connected. Okay, if you are not connected and if you're cut off by the internet, you feel that you're totally isolated from the world, right? And for me, if I don't have an internet for 1 hour, I feel that everything is happening in the world and that I'm missing out. Okay, so again, it's this dependency on technology is that I always need to be connected. That can be an opportunity for you. Okay, if you know that all the people have smartphones and are always connected, maybe I can capitalize on this in a certain way. Okay, credit card usage is going up. Responsible consumerism that people are recycling. Innovation to zero, just for your own information, means that you look at certain systems, you identify the bad things that are coming out of that system, and then you innovate to bring that bad thing down to zero. Okay, so for example, if you have, a factory, and the bad thing about that factory is that there are a lot of fumes coming out of that factory. Okay, then innovation to zero means that you can put certain filters, okay, with some kind of like nanomembranes or normal membranes that can basically either convert this carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide, for example, in a certain way, so it would be less harmful for people. That's really what it means. Okay. Oh, in Lebanon, use of credit card is going down. Well, maybe now, Talal, because of the economic crisis. But I think maybe now. I agree with you. Okay, that maybe a lot of the things now are cash on delivery. Maybe things now are using cash, but maybe probably in a couple of years it will start. It's inevitable. It will go up for sure because of the whole e-commerce thing. So what I want you to do now. By the way, eating right does not only mean eating right. It's also about this obsession of people about calories now. صح؟ يعني when you go to a supermarket, I don't know about you, but أنا for me مثلا 10-15 years ago, right? I'm gonna buy a juice. خلاص, I'm gonna buy a juice. Maybe I can check its expiry, but now I check the calorie content. I check how much sugar is there, all that. So that's also be about eating right. Concierge economy, Ahmed, is the one that I just mentioned now. Maria, I don't know if you've been listening to me or not. I just explained the concierge economy and the innovation to zero. So very quickly, the concierge economy is about that, coming from the word concierge, where everything is you are being served as a human being. So everything is coming to your doorstep. Everything is being delivered. Also, concierge economy. There is actually a startup that actually was created based on the concierge economy. It's called Elvis. I don't know if you've heard this startup. It's called Elvis. Basically, what Elvis does, you can hire a personal assistant. To do anything for you, to run errands, to go buy stuff, to get whatever it is. Okay. Innovation to zero again means that if you have something that is bad, you try to bring it down to zero. So if you have a microwave, for example, and the bad thing about the microwave is that there are electromagnetic waves coming out of the microwave. To bring it down to zero, these waves down to zero, you need to innovate in the way that you do the isolation and the way that you do the isolation of these waves, so to prevent them from going out. That's really what it means. Okay, very good. So what I want you to do, just take 3 minutes. Actually, no. In this case, take 5 minutes. Just have a look at each one of those behavioral changes, including the ones that you mentioned, here in the chat room. Okay, and just ask yourself a very simple question. If I know that people now prefer combo concepts, if I know that people are less patient and they want everything on the fly, if I know that people have a very strong demand for food that has certain properties, if I know that people are always connected and they always run around with their smartphones and they're always connected all the time. Can I capitalize on this behavior in a certain way? Are there certain features that I would like to include or to highlight in my project that would capitalize on these behaviors? And if the answer is yes, please write them down. Okay, yeah, take a good 5 or 6 minutes digesting this. This is very important. Yeah. And ask me any questions, okay? Just raise your hand if you have any questions. You can, you know that you can text me privately or to everyone using the chat box. So what you are required now to do, very simply, is that based on the behavioral changes that we are seeing, whether it's in Lebanon, whether it's on the region of people, how can you capitalize on these changing behaviors? What kind of features or characteristics would you like to have in your product, in your project, that would capitalize on these particular behavioral trends? What would you do differently if you know that people are always connected? What would you do differently if you know, or additionally, maybe not differently, additionally, if you know that people prefer combo concepts? What would you do? What would you do additionally if you know that more and more people care about sports and care about fitness and care about going to the gym? Is this clear, Ahmed? Responsible consumerism means that you can consume your any kind of food, but make sure that you don't waste food. Okay, make sure that if you have the chance to throw the waste of the food in the right bins, that you do something like that. This is going up. People are more عندهم وعي أكتر about doing something like this. Okay, women empowerment. Actually, this was the comment that I think Hela did. That yes, there are a lot of initiatives now, a lot of programs now that are trying to support women in different ways. Supporting women start up their own business, supporting women that provide them with certain financial support, support women when it comes to mitigating any kind of harassment that they would perhaps experience on the roads and so forth. Gender equality also. Yes, production of more safe products, absolutely. 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 تمام. I will send you actually in the break. It might be interesting to you. We came up with as I and my team in the United States, like I'm on the board of some kind of think tank. We came up with some innovation drivers that I think you would find them interesting in the era of the COVID-19 and post COVID-19. Would you like to see those principles? Of course, you don't have to answer. That wasn't a question. I was gonna show it to you anyway.
Sure.
Akid. All right. So I'm not gonna share it now. I'm gonna share it in the break. We came with some really nice principles around touchless, because of the pandemic thing. Concepts related to protected. Concepts related to certified clean. This is becoming very important, that you want to make sure that people are 100% sure about the source of their food, plants, water, whatever has been handled properly and cleanly before it reaches to them. So certified clean is a very important principle. Another principle I can talk to you more about is do it yourself. That instead of having someone come to your home and do something for you, you can do things on your do it yourself. I don't know about what happened in Lebanon, but if Masr, okay, all the pizza places that were closed immediately turned into the model of do it yourself. So they started selling the dough, the tomato sauce, the toppings, the mozzarella, and everything, and they put this in one package and then they send it to your doorstep. So you can actually bake your own pizza, do it yourself at home. So a lot of principles like these are very powerful, and I will share it with you. Maybe you can actually take it into account for your project. Right. Now let's take a couple of examples. Who would like to volunteer to explain to me how some of these behavioral trends have acted as kind of like a driver to the characteristics of how his or her project can be slightly better? Who wants to? Can you
Hi.
volunteer?
Yes, me.
Yalla, Anna.
First, we have eating right, because we are using natural additives instead of unnatural ones, natural colorants and others.
Yes.
Second, we have going green, of course, because we are reducing food waste, and we are using a natural raw material to our product. And third, we have shopping and consumerism, because we are working with local industries in Lebanon, and that's how we can boost their production also.
Okay. By the way,
Yes.
your project is the polyphenol extracts one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things also that I would like us to look into, maybe not now, but maybe we can do this offline, is that these kind of extracts, if you're going to treat them as a natural colors, they do not necessarily have to go into food. They can go into, yeah, you understand, they can go into other applications, not only food.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, but I think that the most necessary for natural colorants is in food industries and in pharmaceutical also, and like cosmetics.
And that's exactly what I was
Yes.
going to. That's exactly what I was going to say. That I was going to talk about the cosmetics industry.
Yes.
Could be actually very useful because they can always position that this cream is an antioxidant. I don't know, that helps you with البشرة بتاعتك in a certain way. So that it can also go into the cosmetics industry, not only for the food.
Yes.
That's what I meant. So we can look into that. Okay, good. Excellent.
Do
Excellent.
you want me to?
Please go ahead. Hello?
Hello, sorry. Okay, so we have the Go Green because mainly our mission is to bring about a greener planet by reducing the climate change effect, by reducing the amount of food wasted and hence reducing the amount of greenhouse gas emissions. We have the responsible consumerisms by working toward the use of clean renewable energy.
Yes.
We have also the always connected because we have parts of the machine such as biofilters and some consumables. So we should always be in contact with the customer. And we can include the do-it-yourself because our machine, it's a low-tech equipment, and we're working toward making it easily it could be easily fitted in by anyone if he follows the steps. So it could be done by do-it-yourself.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Ayman, the comment that you made on the chat room is very good. Okay. If you think that the chamber, the solar drying system that you've created, if you believe that it is necessary, especially when you're talking about powders that are coming. Ayman, you are with Malak in the project, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just want to confirm that. I think what you're proposing here makes a lot of sense. Okay, but I would not put this. Whether you put this under the combo concept or whether you put it under the one-stop shop, okay, both of them would be applicable because when you have these kind of powders that from the dry products, the different whether it's leaves, whether it's fruit, whether it's أعشاب طبية, whether it is whatever. I think coupling that with some kind of a packaging, simple packaging at least, I think it would make a lot of sense. We can discuss this also later, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Excellent. 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 Very good.
Sorry, I still want to ask you one question regarding the combo concept here, because in our case, we were thinking about the combo concept in terms of, for example, if one of our customers don't want to use the biofertilizer for any of the reasons, he don't want to use it. So we were thinking to collect this part by doing a combo concept. Why not to collect this output and give them, for example, any type of our consumables, exchange with this output with any type of our consumables. So would it be a combo concept in this case?
Yasmin, I want you to have a very quick take 10 seconds to look into the different words here and tell me which one that you just described here would apply to it. What do you think? And if anyone wants to help Yasmin, please go ahead.
Customization.
Yes. Who said
okay.
customization?
Ayman.
Salam ya Ayman. Bravo عليك. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, customization, because you don't have to force the client to take something that he doesn't want. Halas, just give them what he wants, extract the one that he doesn't want, and you can provide some kind of a replacement.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Excellent. Okay, let's go straight into the part number 2. احنا خلصنا كده الترندز, التك trends, non-tech trends, and behavioral trends. Let's go straight into market segmentation. Very, very important. I'm mindful about the time because I have only 15 more minutes. Otherwise, Tala is going to start shouting. So I'm going to be very diligent with my time. Market segmentation means that it's very important for any project or any startup or any whatever product that is going to be introduced in the market. You need to be able to pick your correct and proper segment. Okay, very, very important. One of the main reasons why a lot of the products fail in the market is that you are not able to address, you're not able to select the proper segment, and you're not able to provide that segment with a value proposition that this segment would appreciate. Okay, big problem. طيب الهاي ليفل سيجمنتيشن للسوق، يعني السوق ممكن يتشرح ازاي؟ Very simply, you can do one of two things. You can either sell your product to a human being, to a customer, or you can sell your product to a company or to a business. One of them is called B2C, and the other one is called B2B. Okay, so business to customer or business to business. Okay, this is again very simply put. Okay, and I'll give you an example. If you are talking about a company, let's say Lay's. Okay, Lay's is B2C or B2B? Definitely
B2C.
B2C طبعا. Okay, because people eat Lay's, companies don't eat Lay's, so it's definitely B2C. Okay, when you're talking about, let's say, a consultancy like myself, Innovity, are we mostly B2C or B2B? As B2B بالضبط كده. So mostly B2B. Okay. So how about this? Who is the telecommunication provider in Lebanon? اسمهم ايه؟ I want to remember. Ojiro. Okay. اسمهم كده Ojiro. Alpha. So Alpha is B2C or B2B? You guys are good. You guys are good. So you can be both. You can be B2C only, you can be B2B only, or you can be both. Okay. Now your role as someone who is managing your project, you need to identify who is going to be your B2C only, who is your B2B only, or are you going to be doing both at the same time? When you talk about the B2C, you have to do sub-segmentation. And if you're talking about B2B, you need to do sub-segmentation. So for the purpose of time, we're going to do the B2C now, and then before we go to your break. And then after your break, actually there's going to be like a power, some kind of like a power talk that someone is going to be giving you. After we're done with that, we will conclude with our B2B because it's very, very important. Okay, let's talk about the B2C. Okay, so Ahmed, yes, C2C, C2B. وفي بقى طالما انك انت بقى جامد قوي كده يا احمد، في بقى B2B2C. تعرفها دي؟ B2B2C. B2B2C. Okay. So anyway, we can go on for a long time. But let's think about this. Yes. Okay. We'll talk about that. Let's always think about the end consumer. خلي بالكم. Let's always think about the end consumer. Okay. Who, even if I'm selling my product to a company, even if I'm selling my product to a company, okay, if this company is going to later on sell that product to a customer, I will consider myself as a B2C. In that case, it's a B2B2C, and I'm selling to another business, and that business is selling to a customer. Okay, but so my characteristics, since the end consumer is going to be a person, then let's treat myself as a B2C. Okay, كproduct, characteristics, كشكل الباكجينج، كشكل حاجات كتيرة جدا. Okay, طيب let's do the B2C very quickly. The B2C يا جماعة, okay, has its own sub-segmentation. Okay, the sub-segmentation could be based on 4 main categories, either based on the demographics of people, psychographics of people, geographics of people or behavioral behavior of the people. The demographics is straightforward, okay? So you need to understand who you are targeting. The Happy Meal is targeting kids, so that's age. الدايت بيبسي اللي هي لما عملوا البيبسي ماكس was targeting gender, فthat's gender. And then you have occupation, you have the income level, socioeconomic group, you have the family size, which means are you talking about someone who is single, marital status effectively يعني, single, someone who is married, someone who is married who has kids, okay? Each one of those is a subsegment, okay? Because I might offer a single woman something that could be very different than offering it to a woman who is married and has kids, okay? In terms of my product, in terms of my nutrition, in terms of so many things, okay? And it also depends on the level of education. Right. Psychographics really talks about the lifestyle of the person. Does he go out? Is he introvert, extrovert, goes out a lot, travels a lot? The personality بتاعته, is he, again, as I mentioned to you, introvert or extrovert? What is the values, beliefs يعني ممكن برضه beliefs ممكن على حسب يعني ثانية واحدة. And I was gonna pass on this very, very quickly, but I all of a sudden I realized that I'm speaking to my very good friends in Lebanon. And Lebanon is a wonderful country. It's my second home, by the way. It's a wonderful country because the people are very different. So you have like a million different types of beliefs, and I don't know, like 1,000 different types of very diverse, exactly, very diverse. So my question to you is, and you know this more than me, right? Maybe are there certain things specific to people who are Muslim, whether they are Shia or Sunni? Are there something specific for Christians, right? Are they Maroni or sorry, I don't know the other classes. So I don't know. It depends on the culture, depends on the beliefs, depends on the values, and maybe you can do that type of positioning. Okay. Location, طبعا, whether you're talking about Lebanon or outside of Lebanon, or whether you're talking about Beirut or outside of Beirut. Okay. People who are living there, are you going to be targeting those people in Beirut or targeting people who are in the rural areas? وهكذا. Climate, hot, not so hot, okay. And then behavior يعني مش مهمة قوي يعني it just talks about again يعني are you targeting people who are technology savvy, they are ready to use technology a lot or not? So it's really the demographics, the psychographics, and the geographical information. I don't want استأذنكم يعني I don't want you to tell me that that your product or your technology is going to serve everyone. Okay? كلمة everyone دي خلاص I don't want to hear خالص. I want you to start الأول identifying a class of people that is reasonably sized. Why? Because if you're going to target everyone, you will not be able to compete. It's very difficult for you because you are still a startup. You want to start small, and then as you go along, you start becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. You are not Facebook. Like Facebook, it's born to be scaled. يعني فاهمين ازاي؟ يعني Facebook is a platform. From day one, you can serve everyone because it's highly scalable. Most of your products here are not highly scalable. You need to actually produce it every time. So you need to start with a subsegment. Okay, do very well, build your brand, people start to know you, and then after that you go to another subsegment, and then a third subsegment. Okay, so I want you to consider which subsegments, B2C, are you going to be focusing on. And this is, again, the slides اللي بعد كده is just saying the same thing again. The age, just to get more information. Age, occupation, family size, education, location, climate, and يعني حاجات ليها علاقة occasions, readiness to technology, Are you a heavy user of internet, light user of internet? Okay, so I want you to really focus on the first three: demographic, psychographic, and geographic. And I want you to take 5 minutes. I want you to take 5 minutes and really identify specific 3 subsegments that you think would have the highest interest in buying your product. خلاص? 3 subsegments that have the highest interest in using your products. Subsegments based on demographics or psychographics or geographic. Yeah. Take 3 minutes. I want you to get it down to that level, please. Yeah, I'm very excited because I'm sure that كلمة everyone دي will go away and you're going to be able to nail these kind of subsegments to serve في الأول. حتى for the people who are doing the PCM, don't just say, oh, I'm going to do the construction. No, I want to know construction companies who are building what type of buildings and where, who would need this the most, the PCM technology. I want to go to that level of detail. Very good. I'm getting very good questions from you. If things are still wide for you, take your best shot. Take your best shot at it now. وأنا كده I'll be here to advise you يعني سواء today يعني Thursday أنا برضو موجود if you want to ask you have my number يعني you can just WhatsApp me with any questions I'll answer you على voice notes and then we're gonna have the last day Friday we're gonna have a lot of discussion and then of course the week before the pitch so inshallah we'll converge well at the end.
I ask a question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
When we do the segmentation, for example, let's say we did it by occupation, which is most interesting, let's say, for us.
Yes.
Let's say we have another segmentation by age. So is it like a matrix? Let's say, for example, if we go to the farmer, we are interested in this segment, and if we go to so it should at the end we might have a big matrix of segments.
Yes. يعني let me answer this question because you actually have it in your Google sheet مكتوبة بالشكل ده. You identify your class or your segment that you want to focus on. Let's say children. خلاص? Now, children دول are they children living in Beirut or are they children living in Trablus? You understand? So you start going into like a sub-segment and then another sub-segment. So yes, it boils down to having this matrix, but let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Just look at the clear?
Yeah, because it is actually it's made to be simple on the Excel sheet. I have it in front of me. I can maybe share, but I mean it is.
Let me show you.
Made to be simple. I don't know.
Okay, let me show you. يعني بصوا معايا, you can see my screen now. You can see my screen. Under the B2C, you have the following. Okay, you identify the segments that you will be targeting, and then you define the relevant categories that define them and specify the difference between each segment. Okay, يعني يعني باختصار. Okay, you can start here, just make things easy يعني. Okay, يعني you can pick مثلا a segment. Let's say the segment is زي ما قلت لكم children. Okay, and then you go into each one of those. You can say which is the sub of the children. What is the sub of the children? Where are these children? What income level are you talking about for the children? Are you talking about the poor children, or are you talking about children who are raised in wealthy families? Are you talking about children male or children female? Are you talking about children who have a certain type of la samah Allah disabilities, while children that do not have disabilities? You understand? You go down, you pick the segment, and then you break it down more and more and more. Clear? And again, it's I give you this just as a way for you to don't treat it. بصوا يا جماعة. يعني I know how scientific you can be, okay? Because I was there. I'm originally a scientist, so this is not an equation that I'm trying to solve, okay? It's not. We're not going to do this perfect, exhaustive output for the market segmentation. We're not going to do that. All we're going to do is we're going to do just very, very simple analysis, as you see here, and you try to explain as much as possible what type of class of segments are you talking about. That's very, very simple. Very simple. Is this clear to everyone?
Thank you. That was quite clear.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Type. What we're going to do now, Tala, I think we need to take a break. Okay. So what we're going to do now is the following.
Mohab, can we have Rosabelle doing her power pitch testimonial? before the break. It's only 10 minutes.
So she
Since she already joined, she's already here.
She's already here. Okay. So let me give me 1 minute exactly, and then I'll give the floor to Rosabelle على طول. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So just to confirm, أنا I like دايما إن إحنا نبقى شايفين كده الرود ماب يبقى واضح و very clear بالنسبة لنا. Okay. What I need you to do, or what I needed you to do, is to try to identify 3 subsegments, very specific subsegments that you believe would be most willing to use your technology or your product. Okay. This is the objective. So some of you have started identifying these subsegments. Some of you لسه ما خلصوش. So what we'll do is the following. I will pause now, and I will let Isabel, who's the power speaker, to give a very nice talk to you. And from 3:20 to from 4:20. هي الساعة كام دلوقتي؟ sorry. From 4:20 to how long? To امتى طلع? For like 10 minutes?
4:30, yes.
To 4:30, okay? And then we'll take a 10-minute break exactly, okay? Let's say a 10-minute break, so we continue again at 4:40, please. خليها 4:45 خلاص. 4:45, okay? And we will work until 5:30 today, if that's okay with everyone, okay? So I will pause now, okay? I will give the floor to Rosabelle, and then after that, Tala will announce the 15-minute break and we continue again at 4:45, okay? Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mohab. Guys, just an introduction about Rosabelle. Rosabelle was a participant in the Innovation Factory Bootcamp last year, and she was one of the 2 winners for the bootcamp. And she will talk to you about her experience, about her project, and about the input that she got from the Innovation Factory Bootcamp and where she is today. So it's a kind of a Power Boost testimonial talk. Rosabelle, if you want to unmute your... Okay, great, you're here. Hi, Rosabelle.
Hi, Tala. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Yalla, go ahead.
Okay, do you mind giving me access to share my screen, please?
Yes, 1 second. Rosabelle, can you try now?
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Yalla, we can see your screen. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, Beritech, for giving us the opportunity to present our startup, the Segreen. So my name is Rosabelle Jdid. I'm a PhD clinical researcher at UZAC and at the LRC. And I'm a lecturer at the Antonine University and Segreen co-founder. So in less than 10 minutes, I will be telling you the story of our Segreen startup. So mainly our startup started when we decided to enroll to a seminar during the spring semester at UZAC 2018-2019. It was entitled Scientists and Entrepreneurship. At the beginning, the main objective for us was to get a pass grade and to complete 1 additional seminar as a part of our doctoral college studies. So we were shocked during our first session. In order to get the pass grade, we should transform one of our PhD applied project and research into a business project. And we should do a pitch at the end of this course in order to get the pass grade. So this is how we started what you call the ideation phase. So at the beginning, for us as researchers, and we are used to work in the lab and do only work on articles and research papers, it was a mission impossible. After that, we created a team, from different specialties. For example, Danny, he's the founder of Sigreen. It was his PhD thesis in agricultural field. And George, he's from the business and marketing field, and I'm from the sciences and technology field. We decided to shift Danny's project from research to a business project. So as you know, in Lebanon, we installed till now 12 wastewater treatment plants. The sewage will arrive to the WTP, and the water can be treated and safely used in agriculture or discarded in the water. However, we have 5% of the sewage. It's a solid part, we call it sludge. Unfortunately, it's untreated in Lebanon. It's randomly discarded in the water and soil, and leading to major problems to our water, health, and environment. So this is why we decided to find a solution for the sludge and to transform it into 100% local organic fertilizer and biodegradable pots. So it was the first concept in the country. And since all our raw materials and suppliers are local, so we don't need to use the USD dollars to import the organic fertilizer. And as you know, everyone here currently in Lebanon is moving to the food security. So this is why Sigreen now is a potential important business project. So Sigreen mainly answers the three axes of the sustainable development: social, economy, and ecology. Our product, based on all the lab tests done, it matches the FAO guidelines 2020 for a safe use of sludge in agriculture. It is pesticide-free, odor-free, and low moisture. So what happened at the end of this seminar? During this course, we were invited to participate to the USAC Hackathon. So we were surprised that we were able to get the second jury prize and Beritech research prize. For us, it was going to be just a funny weekend. We will spend two overnights at USAC. We were also surprised that Beritech Deputy General Manager Rami Abu Jawde, he was among the jury, and he decided to invite us to participate to the Innovation Factory Bootcamp. He said that he have been waiting for researchers and applied research to transform their research into a potential business project. So we committed to the acceleration phase. We received a lot of support from Beritech team. During the acceleration phase, we were able to finalize our financial model. We finalized our R&D phase, and as well, we were able to get our national IP. And currently, we are dealing with Yafi Group to finalize our international IP. So at the end, during this acceleration program, this program provided us with really an excellent learning experience. So it helped us to transform our passion in only research, working in the lab, and writing paper into a potential and promoting business project, especially during this phase. So at the end of the acceleration phase, we pitched our project in front of a jury, a national and international jury member, and we were able to get the jury prize. And this is why we represented Lebanon during the Emerging Valley 2019 in France in December. And we were also invited to the MENA regional meeting. Mainly it was dedicated to highlight on the research field and the role in women and in entrepreneurship. So during 2019, and because of the support of Beritech team, and they're really, for us, they are more than friends at the end of this acceleration and acceleration phase. So we were able to get more than one prize: FFE jury prize, HALT prize, Beritech jury prize, and we were able also to get a 50% scholarship from HEC Paris to continue our master in innovation and entrepreneurship. So for us, we started with a simple joke, and now we are a potential promoting business project. We finalized as said in 2019, our R&D phase, quality control phase, get the national IP. We are finalizing the international IP. And currently we are seeking for a investor, an international investor, since we are unable to do the money transfer to outside the country in order to get our equipment and to build our warehouse and the land. So everything is ready now. We just need an international investor to move forward and to start the national production. So from a joke, a research project, working in the lab, to a potential business project. So I invite you to believe in your projects and to believe that Veritech team will be able to support you to move from a simple startup, a simple idea, to a potential startup. So thank you again for giving me this opportunity to share with you our experience with the Veritech and with Sigreen. And thanks a lot again.
Thank you, Rosabel. Thank you a lot. Andred, we wish you the best of luck, and we're very happy that you took part in this boot camp, giving us your testimonial. We're very happy that we're very beneficial coming in. If anyone has any question, Rosabel, please feel free for 2 minutes to ask her. If not, we will jump for a 15 minutes break, and we'll come back at exactly 4:45. في حدا عنده سؤال؟
Thank you, Malak, for your message.
Okay, great, guys. طيب, we'll meet. Please ارجعوا at 4:45 p.m. exactly. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Rosabel. Merci.
Hi, Mohab. Thank you.
Hi, Isabel.
How are you?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. 4:45 Americani, guys. Okay? Americani. here? The idea here is that I'm taking one solution and I'm applying that solution along different parts of a particular value chain, which is in this case, the food value chain. Is this clear? I want you to do the same thing. I want you to look at your product, your solution, and then look at the different value chains and see which one you can serve here. Let me skip this part. Okay, so I want you to look at all these different, sectors, industries, okay? And ask yourself, can I, with my solution, serve any one of these industries? Can I, with the food produce or extract that I'm creating, can I somehow serve the healthcare sector? Can I serve the food sector? Can I serve the retail sector? We were talking, for example, about the polyphenol extracts, and we saw how it can serve the healthcare. We saw by the kind of cosmetics that is being produced, or even the pharmaceutical sector. How about the food and beverage sector? Absolutely. Okay. How about something that has? Oh, I have a question. How about manufacturing? Yalla Anna, I give you the mic. Go for it. Anna Maria.
Yes, can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Explain to me how can you also serve the manufacturing sector, please?
We can help the manufacturing sector because our product is a raw material that can be included in different production, like hair care. It can be included in food sector and cosmetics, like creams for skincare also.
Yes. Very good.
Yes, for healthcare, it's like a food supplement, or for food.
Very good, very good. I'm going to tell you something, Anna Maria,
Yes.
and I would like you to answer me, okay? Yes. And maybe all our friends who are joining us in this call can help us also. Can you use this in entertainment?
Entertainment.
Yes, maybe we can add it to popcorn, for example.
Yeah, very good.
Have colored popcorn, or
yeah,
or appealing products like colored yogurt.
Could it be something for children, for example, that children, we are very careful that they consume healthy products, and maybe there are certain things that children do from an entertainment point of view that could be very harmful, but maybe with these natural colors and extracts, things would be better, don't you think?
Exactly, with candies and so on.
Very good. So what happened now, Anna Maria? I forced you to think about entertainment, right?
Yes.
So the idea here is that, and I bet you if I force you to think about transportation, you might actually find something there too. But the point here is that I want each one of you, even if it is not so obvious, to look at these different sectors and to ask yourself, how can I serve these sectors? It's a very simple question. Okay, that is point number one. Point number two, when you talk about each and every one of these sectors, please tell me where exactly you think you will be able to serve the manufacturing sector. Is it during the stage of inputs, or at the time of production, or at the time of a distribution, or at the time of retail? You need to be able to answer that question. Also, when you talk about the food industry, is there something that you can help with the stage of the inputs, the seeds, the fertilizers, the pesticides, making them more efficient, more attractive, more consumable in a safe way? Or are you be focusing on the farming or the processing or the retail? Or are you focusing on the restaurant at the very end? Which part exactly of the food and beverages industry do you think your product would go into very well? Okay, and this exercise, we will not be able to finish it completely by 5:30, because I'm going to give you like a small homework to do, a very, very small homework, so that you can work on this, so that first thing tomorrow morning you can share with me. But I want you to think about this very well. Okay, and وزي ما انا I don't want to يعني use that. زي ما انا I forced Anna Maria to think about entertainment as a subsector, I want each and every one of you tonight or this evening, right, when they're doing this exercise, يتخيلوا كده ان انا معاهم, okay, and that I'm forcing them to look into each and one of these different sectors, because you will be surprised. You will be surprised that the same product that you normally can think about it in a certain way, it can actually go into other different type of variations. Educational industry, نفس الحكاية. Healthcare industry. Are you talking healthcare? What's the healthcare? Are you talking about insurance companies? Are you talking about hospitals, clinics, laboratories? Are you talking about wholesalers of healthcare? Are you talking about pharmaceutical companies? Are you talking about medical companies? Okay, so each one of them, you can start thinking of how your product can actually be useful in each part. Tourism sector, same thing. Each one of those, you ask yourself, how can my technology or product go into? Okay, طيب. What I want you to do now, because عايز اطمن الأول before we go, عايز اطمن that you were able to understand this and to apply it. I want you to take 7 minutes, okay, and I want you to do the following. I want you, step number 1, to look at these sectors very, very well and ask yourself which your project can go into each and every one of these sectors ازاي. Okay, يعني even the people who are doing the يعني when you talk about bio waste, yes, they talked about the bio waste, that the source of it will come from restaurants, yes, will come from malls, yes, but maybe it can come from educational institutions, from universities and from schools in a certain way. Maybe it would come from hospitals, like the waste of the hospitals. So you can look into that. Same thing for our friends from PCM, when they talk about applying the phase change materials to different type of construction structures. What kind of structures are we talking about here? Are we talking about schools? Are we talking about universities? Are we talking about office spaces? Are we talking about plants, manufacturing? Are we talking about hospitals? Are we talking about restaurants? What exactly? Where would be what would be the sector that I want to be particularly known for, and I want to be able to focus on? Okay, so I want you to take 5 minutes now and do this exercise. Look at the subsectors and tell me inside each one of these subsectors, where exactly do you want to be focusing on? B2B, okay? Take exactly 5 minutes. على ساعتي دلوقتي it's 5:15. 5:15, okay? So I give you until 5:20. And then I hear from you your answers عشان أبقى مطمن, and then we do closure. I'll tell you what we'll do in the evening. يلا, 5 minutes. Very exciting. and I really want my jaw to drop. عارفين كلمة jaw to drop? I want you to surprise me. Surprise me. Tell me how, because I did a little bit of homework yesterday and the day before on your projects. Surprise me. Tell me of a sector that nobody thought about before that you can apply your product عليها and it makes sense to apply it على البرودكت بتاعك. Yeah, 4 minutes. Okay. Who's gonna surprise me? Nobody's gonna surprise me, really.
Okay, so I got some few ideas, but it's not quite a surprise.
Okay.
Talking about starter cultures, for sure it will be about food and beverage sector, but it could have in the current situation a good impact on finance, since it will reduce cost of producers from importing starter culture, foreign starter culture. It would also help them to have some production lines that are, as we said, authentic, that could boost export. So it could increase their incomes. In the same way, it could also help local producers and small producers to have some standardized production, which could also increase tourism in a way or not. So small producers in rural areas could also have a standardized production that could increase tourism. So this is one point of view that we can see it.
Very good.
As for schools and entertainment, it could also be related to healthy effects and healthy benefits.
Very good. Very good. Lovely. Who wants to go next? Excellent. Come on, guys.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Other than energy and food beverage, we can have the entertainment for dried food. We can, for example, get a product that is healthy and tasty.
Okay.
Also, in healthcare, we can get, for example, medical plants, dried medical plants.
Okay. Good.
This is all.
Good. Okay. Okay.
In addition to food, beverage.
Of course. أكيد. ما food and beverage goes without saying. أنا بس I was curious to see how else were you able to apply برا okay. Who wants to go next? I'm gonna ask Ziad to is Ziad here? No? From the machine controlling body of paramedics. I think he might have gone. Okay. Who wants to go? I'll do one last example. Can you give it to me? Yalla, Rita.
Okay, so in terms of food, we thought maybe mosquito food.
I can say again.
Mosquito food.
I can't hear you, unfortunately, Rita.
I can maybe continue what Rita was going to tell you.
Okay,
because she has a problem with her micro. We thought about tourism. Maybe we can add this product like an authentic Mediterranean diet. It's something that's special to our country. And second, we thought about health, like another sector, like to include it in hospital food.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Other than the normal ones that we know of, which is the food and beverages, other than the cosmetics, yes? Anna Maria?
Yes?
I know. I was just saying that your examples are in addition to the normal ones, which is the food and beverages and the cosmetics and so forth. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe we can also include it in cosmetics like makeup.
Yes.
Colorant that is natural.
I think so too. Absolutely. And positioned that it could be an antioxidant in a certain way, you know, so that it adds the health element there.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, lovely. I'm very conscious with time. Okay, so let me just wrap up things today and tell you what you'll do this evening and when we're going to start tomorrow. I think we had a good day today. We talked about the different elements of the business opportunity mapping. These elements are categorized over the 5 main pillars that you have to understand very well, and you need to apply it. And we actually started applying the first pillar, which is the market pillar. This is the most important one. This is why it took a little bit more time than other pillars. So we talked about the tech trends, non-tech trends, behavioral trends, and we talked about the segments, whether it's the B2C or the B2B segments. Okay, so given that we have done this, then what I would like you to do is that I need you, please, to this evening to please fill in the tab that has to do with the market this evening very, very well. And take your time, you know, looking at the trends, the other trends, the tech trends, non-tech trend, behavior trends, right? Think about the B2Bs that you can also serve, and give me specifics about the B2C, because we did not introduce them, but I want to actually be able for you tomorrow morning to give me specifically two or three specific B2C segments that you think would most appreciate your product. I think this would be very, very, very important. Okay, so that's what I'd like you to do this evening. Okay, because tomorrow, if I open the agenda for tomorrow we're going to start at, just give me 1 second. We're going to start at exactly 9 a.m. exactly sharp 9 a.m. Okay, and the first 45 minutes I would like you to present the work that you have done this evening applied على the market pillar بشكل كامل. So I'll ask you questions about your B2C, your B2B. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, and we will do that for the first half an hour of the day tomorrow morning, and then we'll continue the rest of the pillars. Okay?
Okay, just I have a question.
Sure.
And the file, Excel file, when I want to edit the segmentation B2B, I didn't understand players and
okay, let's keep it right. We'll keep it simple. Okay, all I want you to do for the B2B is identify the industry and then identify which part of the industry. Okay, so for example, if you're going to be talking about the healthcare industry, then you can specify, for example, the production of a cosmetics part of it. You understand? Is this clear? Yes, Malak?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so because we're going to keep it very simple. So I want you just to identify the industry and which part of the industry that you want to focus on as a B2B client.
Okay, but just I want to know where I should write.
Okay, so let me open it here.
Please, thank you.
And I want you just to understand one thing too, that 1 second, that's not this one. Where is the, I'm trying to find this is the slides. That's this part. Okay. Right, just give me 1 second. 1 second. Tala, do you have the sheet that has tab 1 that has the different tabs at the bottom?
Yes, it's I can share my screen if you want.
No, I got it. Sorry. Okay. 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 So you basically have something like this, yes? So under the market, okay, you have the trends, non-tech trends, behavior trends. So you'll and with examples, so you'll fill this in tonight, this evening. Under the B2C, you know how to fit it, yes? Straight. This is okay. For the B2B, all you need to do to make it very, very easy. You don't need to do all this, but for me, just write down the name of the industry that you want to target, okay, and which part of the industry, which part of the value chain, okay, that you wish to focus on. So if you'd like, you can just take those 3 lines and you can remove them. You can remove those lines. So all I want is the name of the industry and which part of the industry do you want to focus on, and that's it. Is this clear?
Okay.
Yes. Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Now, if you look at that window, you will find that there is it's a 1-minute survey that I would like you to do right now. Can you please click on this link? Because we're doing an online boot camp, and I want to get your feedback very quickly. It will take you 60 seconds or maybe 90 seconds to do. Can you please fill this in right now as we speak? Thank you so much. And then I want to show you let's have a look at the results very quickly. Thank you very much. So I have 8 responses so far. So I'm missing 6 more. Nine responses so far. 10 responses. $11. 12. Okay. And I think we're done because we're 12, because we're 14. And can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, so you see my screen. Okay, so again, I think so. The content met my expectations. 10 said 5, 3 said 4. Content was interesting, relevant to my needs. 5 said 10 said 5 out of 5. 3 said 4. Not bad. The instructor was able to deliver the content competently. Thank you very much. So 12 said 5 and 1 said 4. And I think your comments are very kind, but I want you to be a little bit more critical. You know. So you said, okay, everything went well. Blah, blah, okay, that's fine, great. If you want to send me a private message on WhatsApp, please do, because if time is a bit short for you now. If there's anything that we can improve tomorrow and the day after, please send me this message. Other than that, thank you very much for today. Tala, I'll give you the floor.
Thank you, Mohab. Thank you for your efforts. And guys, Anjad, thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for being here and attending the full bootcamp. We're looking forward to see you tomorrow. هنبلش tomorrow probably 9 a.m. Yes, tomorrow it's 9 a.m. So we'll see you bukra. If you have any comments, feel free to reach out to us over WhatsApp. And we'll be ready to hug.
And tomorrow we're going to talk about money. Okay, so المصاري. Okay, so مهم جدا to come on time at 9 a.m. because it's going to be a very exciting class tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.